We are now on the YouTube Live as well as the TikTok, so any questions, definitely put them in the comment section below. How's it going, everyone? How's it going, Logan? How's it going, Investing Jessica? Welcome to the TikTok Live here. We're looking at two pairs. We're day trading on the 5-minute chart. This is Link paired with US Tether, and then we also have XRP paired with US Tether as well. XRP definitely is a short. We're looking for the entry on the lower high on the 5-minute time frame. Probably going to be risking around 1%, and then the first level take profit, 2-to-1 risk reward, probably around 2%. And then if it does break this zone here, we'll be looking at a pretty significant drop. Looking at XRP on the larger time frame, we are trying to get our entry here. This is the price action right now. We're trying to get the price to get an entry from this zone, push break the mid-range zone, and then come to the previous level of support, like here. And let's just make that green. That's a significant level within the chart. So what we're trying to do is, let's just move this here, and then put the price action here. So there we go. So what we're looking for is for an entry at the highs here, like so. And then we're trying to get the price to come back to this zone right here, which is our key level of resistance. So hopefully that illustrates a pretty good picture, like so. It's a little bit hard to see within the TikTok. There we go. That's a little bit better of a picture there. So that is the short we're looking for on XRP. And Link is a potential long, but we still need to see the price break our $4.12 range for us to really consider it turning into a nice ascending triangle. But like anything, we need to wait for the breakout. We got a nice mid-range zone that the price is currently respecting right here. And then this is XRP. So I think what we'll do is, to make it easier to understand, put a trend line right at this zone. So everyone understands where it is in relation to where we are. So hopefully that is easier to understand. Just going to zoom right in here. I'm going to try to go like this. Oops, not that. I'm looking for this guy right here. So hopefully that is somewhat easy to see for the people on TikTok. Got a nice pullback validating the previous resistance as a potential new level of support here. Right here. And for those who want to get a much better view of the price action, we are hosting this live on YouTube as well for those who are interested. So this is the 4-hour, or sorry, this is the 1 hour, and this is the 5-minute, trying to get that nice entry here. So for anyone in the TikTok, definitely ask questions if you'd like. Looking for a short opportunity, meaning we are going to make money on the upside. So got 9 people here. Got Escapist, Voter, Rockmon, Alexis Baby, Bar1. Hello and welcome. So we're looking at a potential short here. on XRP, which we can see right now. And this is the 1 hour to the right of the chart, where we can see it's a pretty well-respected zone. And what we're looking for is a nice, actually what we're going to do is making it a little bit more easier to see. We got a pretty important zone of resistance here, which is going to be in red. And then we got our nice area of demand right here. So what we're looking for is the price to break this zone and respect it for a resistance. We see one bearish engulfing candle there, and now it looks like we are potentially making a lower low, which is good. So we got that on the 1 hour. So basically we're looking for the price is making definitely lower lows and lower highs. We made a pullback, and then we see a strong level of resistance here, and that's the area that we're looking for right here, where we tested it once, twice, and this is the third time we're testing it for a level of resistance. And then looking at the chart here, let's get it. Just give me one moment here. There we go. All right, so got that going. And this is the current situation we see right now, where we see the price hold initially right here. Let's get our arrow. So we see the price initially hold, push back up, hold the descending zone here, where we see lower highs coming in all the way here. Here's the anchor point, and we see lower highs. And then the price is now pushing up and retesting this previous level of support, previous level of resistance as a new level of resistance. And if we are able to hold, once you see a couple injections of sell pressure coming into the market right here at our zone of confluence, then we will look to enter, and our stop loss will be above the previous high. So it's going to be right here. And then we're just looking for entry signals that there's sell pressure within the market right here, and we're going to look to enter. And then we'll be entering basically at the potential break of this zone, and then our first take profit will be this range right here. As we can see, previous level of support, previous level of resistance, previous level of resistance, new level of support potentially. So we want to take some profit here at a risk reward of 2 to 1. If it dumps and drops below this zone, we'll be looking at potential take profits around the demand zone that we can see. And then we might be just continuing sideways within this consolidation. So we might be looking for entries at the support there if we see the VSA indicate that there are buyers coming into the market and there's a lack of supply when the price does come back down below here. So we're looking for no supply candles. We're looking for a decreasing amount of supply and potentially amount of increasing amount of demand. So that's what we're going to be looking for. We see on the 5-minute chart, the sellers are looking like they're coming into the market, which is good. We see on the, let me just get the order book and time and sales in here so we can see that pretty clearly. We see on the pullback, decent amount of buy volume. We can see that from right here, decent amount of buy volume coming into the market. We see the push down didn't get as much sell volume as the pullback up, so that's not looking awesome in terms of our volume spread analysis, looking at the supply and demand within the market. Zooming out a little bit more, we do see that, on the dump down, there was more sell volume coming in. But within the recent price action, comparing the move up to the push down, we're seeing there's less sell volume on the way down than buy volume on the way up. So looking at the short, that's not ideal. A safer bet, a safer situation, just making sure people on TikTok can see, a safer situation would be to wait until this support breaks, which is around the 241 range. We can see previous level of resistance, previous level of support, previous level of support, new level of support, and then we are basing our trade also off the descending zone, which is right here, and the mid-range zone that was a previous resistance right here, previous resistance, new support. Now it's going to be a new resistance because it just broke that zone on the 5-minute chart. So we're basing the trade off of that area, but we will want to see injections of sell pressure coming into the market before we put on the trade. So that is that trade. And then on the hour chart, we still haven't closed. We still got 21 minutes left until that candle is closed. And it does still look like we are holding that zone. So structurally speaking, we are making lower highs. Haven't really made a lower low yet. So we would need the price to break this zone. So I still think we got a little bit of time before this chart becomes like a potential short, but it's looking like it's setting up great. I think maybe a little bit later in the day we'll be able to enter. Oh, just making sure everyone can see. Sorry about that. Trying to make it appealing to the eye. So basically what we're looking for is a break below this level of support right here. So a break below this zone, pullback validating this previous support here as a new level of resistance right here. And once we get that validation of new level of resistance and there's sell pressure within the market, then we can look to enter, because that's the highest probability chance we have of seeing some sell pressure in the market. So let's just see risk reward of 2. And then we'll probably put our stop loss above that high. Looking at how much sell pressure is coming in now, you could potentially enter a feeler trade because it is in a pretty key area right now where, you got a resistance from the descending zone, you got a resistance from the horizontal zone. If you see some sell pressure come into the market, may be a good opportunity. And also got the YouTube live going, so if you are unable to see it very clearly, check out the YouTube live maybe, but I did make this kind of more geared towards the TikTok viewers, because right now we only have one person watching on YouTube and we have 11 people on TikTok. One person said, River Pirate said, "Thanks for your videos, man!" Exclamation point. No problem. We are here to educate. And these are live trades. Like I'm actually taking these trades here, so you can see how I guess a professional trader trades in the markets, being very, very patient. I know it's slow. I know it is sometimes painfully slow, even though we are on the 5-minute chart. A lot of people think trading is this action-packed, crazy thing that people, are like typing on the keyboard as fast as possible, but a lot of it is just patiently waiting until the right time comes to enter the market. So right now, what are we waiting for? Let's just zoom out and talk about market structure a little bit. Just zoom out a little bit like so. So initially, let's talk about this. What we're seeing here and here. So on the left side here, what are we seeing? We're seeing a descending zone creating lower highs, respected 4 times. That is a dependable zone. We also see a horizontal zone. We see it respected 1 time, resistance, support, new level of resistance. So in terms of the structure, we're making a high, a lower high. So we're making lower lows, or sorry, lower highs, and this is a high, and sorry, this is a low, my gosh, and this is a lower low. So we're potentially going to make a lower low. So the market structure is in our favor. The price action is in our favor in terms of breaking of the ascending zone, which we'll talk about in a bit. But right now, it's looking pretty good. We are, I think, going to wait until this descending or this horizontal support is broken, unless we get a double confirmation here with lots of sell pressure with a no demand candle. Then I might be looking to potentially enter for a short. And then zooming to the 1-hour chart, which is this guy right here, we can see that, let's just zoom it out a little bit further. Hopefully you're able to see that. So we've been in a downtrend for a while here on the 1 hour, zooming all the way out. Very, very solid downtrend. We see the price pick back up and push to a key level of resistance. We see that right here. And then we do see increasing buy volume on the way up. We're not looking to instantly short, but we see a reduction of sell pressure. We see that right here. And then we see the one bearish candle right there. That's a bearish engulfing candle, sign that the bears are in the market. We're still looking for confirmation that the price is going to break a level of support, like we said, which would then be a break of this support, which would then shift the market structure on the smaller time frame to then, from making higher lows like this and higher highs, to then we're consolidating because we have held a support right here, and then we're consolidating in a range from a high to a low. And if we break that zone and are able to make a lower low and then start that lower low, lower high formation, then that transfer from the bullish to consolidation to bearish will occur. Hopefully we see more sell pressure come into the market. We see this candle right here, got not much sell pressure. That's a no supply, so there's a lack of supply there. And then the next candle saw a significant amount of buy pressure, so then we pushed up here and tested this level of resistance. And then we see that zone get tested again, but then we're seeing a decreasing amount of buy pressure coming into the market and a somewhat increasing amount of sell pressure. We haven't seen that much, but that bearish engulfing candle does indicate to me that there are sellers in the market. So we're just being patient right now, not going to jump into anything. We have a plan that we are sticking to, that we are abiding by. It's a little bit dynamic in terms of the entry. We could have a little bit of, if we have a double confirmation that there is injections of sell pressure coming in where we're looking right here, then we'll look to enter a feeler position, and then once we're able to dump that back down below here, then we'll look to enter. But we will see how the market reacts. Don't want to enter too quickly. We want to stay patient. We want to not enter on a wick. We want to enter when we have the highest amount of confirmation. So going into some of the questions here. Respond to my comment, little Wilfred said. What's your opinion on the Federal Reserve using QE4 protocol and inflating the USD? In my personal opinion, I think that it's great for people that are positioned in a way to not profit, but to benefit off the inflation of the US dollar. I do think it is inevitable. Why is it inevitable? It might not happen right away because in order to have inflation, there needs to be a demand of prices, and if there is somewhat of a recession or of a downturn, which I think there will be deflation because people will be saving money, they won't be spending. The interest rates are already almost tapped out in a lot of the different economies in the world. Trump already wants the Federal Reserve to dump the interest rates to near zero or even negative interest rates. If they have negative interest rates, the only thing they have up their sleeve is going to be printing more money with repo markets, with QE4, with QE5, QE6, QE7. The quantitative easing is only going to go up if the recession starts to come in, because that's the only way that the people in the head of the monetary policy in the U.S. kind of know what to do. That's the only way they can get themselves out of the hole. Look at 2008, they printed a shit ton of money, and in the repo markets, and think of how many companies they bailed out, and that was just printing a lot of money, right? So we haven't seen inflation because of the velocity of money decreasing so significantly. People are saving. There's not as many people investing or reinvesting, and the amount of money that is going around is currently decreasing. The velocity, the rate at which money is circulating around within the economy is decreasing. And inevitably, it will go back up, right? It might take who knows how long, years, right? But it's the velocity of money has been its lowest point since like 60 years, 70 years, since 1960s and 70s. I don't exactly know how long. I don't know if it's the lowest point in kind of the currency history. I don't exactly know, but it's been at the lowest point in a very, 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 in decades. So that is definitely worrying, because when the rate of the velocity of money does pick up, then you will see the newly created currency that the U.S. has been dumping into the money supply, and you will see inflation. And within this next recession, interest rates are already tapped out. What else do they have up their sleeve? They only have printing more money, expanding the money supply, adding up the zeros on the balance sheet, right? So, in my opinion, you will see assets that are uncorrelated or safe havens like gold, silver, and in my opinion, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin will see price appreciations due to the fact that they are the only thing that they have available is to be printing money. They are their Keynesian economics makes them think that printing more money will stimulate the economy enough to get out of the hole, to kick the can down the road so the next person has to deal with an even bigger issue. But right now, it can be solved by printing more money, is kind of the idea of a lot of the people in the monetary and the monetary policy makers and the central banks, is kind of how their mentality is. So hopefully that answers your question. artificial interest rates are a dangerous game and just flat out evil. I completely agree. Artificial interest rates, look at, every action has to have a reaction, simple laws of physics. And at this point in time, we haven't seen the reaction from the first round of QEs. So in 2008, they did multiple rounds of QEs, a few rounds, and then they're now starting to do QEs as well, and also dabble in injecting tons of money in the repo markets every single day in the United States to help out the banks because they don't have enough money. They're not liquid enough. People don't have enough money to put into the banks, and they don't have enough money to go around to lend to other banks, and they offer up some collateral in order to borrow money for the night or for the day, basically. But yeah, I do think that there's going to be some reaction because these are untested measures. There is no historic time that we can go back and say interest rates that are negative have worked and they've worked in the past. These are untested measures. Quantitative easing, it's just printing a shit ton of money. The Romans did it. Germans did it. The Americans did it. Look at the currency they used before the dollar, the US dollar, the Continental. That was inflated and basically printed out of value for the payment and cost of the Civil War. And, what's this one going to be? It's going to be the cost of the everything bubble. People just taking out too much debt, think of all the debt that people are paying, think cars and houses and school, and it's crazy what people spend money on out of things that they don't have in terms of debt, just creating credit, right? So something to go over. Gold reaching 1650. Have you invested yet? I definitely have exposure in the precious metals. I'm a little bit more into the silver. This is one of the gold bullions there, or silver bullions here. 10 ounce. I keep this one just here packaged because A, I like silver, and B, I think it looks a little cool. So I got one of my little bullions always just leaned up against my monitor there. But yeah, I do definitely like precious metals. I think they're a good hedge against the economy, against the uncertainty that we're currently seeing in the world. Good to have physical, in my opinion, as well. Obviously, if you have a tremendous amount of your wealth in physical precious metals, that's a lot of weight and storage and security, and you wouldn't want to do that. But to have some of your assets in a physical asset that has held the test of time over thousands and thousands of years just makes sense. No one can be 100% accurate, but would you say gold reaches $3,000 an ounce by the end of next year? No one can be 100%. Dude, I have no idea. That's so hard to explain. At a specific target, I have no idea. What I like to do is use the tools that the price and market has given me to speculate on short-term price movements. I'm not in the business of trying to predict what gold's going to be in 2020, at the end of 2020. To me, that is not complete guessing, because you can incorporate a lot of factors into it, but shorter time frame moves, couple impulse pushes, or one solid impulse move, or a week of swing trading, that to me is a lot more dependable, and I can create systems around it in which I can replicate and test over and over and over to see if it is profitable. Is it? But if I'm testing things that take, a year to come to fruition, the market, the maturity of the market in the cryptocurrency market, because it's so new, there's so many things going on, it matures quite quickly compared to, let's say, the foreign exchange market, the FX market. That has been around for a while. Currency trading has been around for a while. And there's nothing new or exciting about fiat currencies. There really isn't. But, in a world of major disruption, major change, there's a lot of new things going on. So, in my opinion, it makes sense to invest in projects that you think have value in the future. Don't try to put an exact price on them. Follow the price action on the long-term chart. And then if you want to get more active and actually trade, Swing trading, short-term swing trading, like 2 days to 5 days, or day trading using the 5-minute or small time frame, I think is a great way to go about navigating the markets. Thank you for sending me a panda, and I don't know what the other thing is, but I think that's a good thing. Thanks, little Wilfred. World of Warcraft currency is worth more than Venezuela's currency. Wow. Yeah, I have no idea what World of Warcraft currency is. I've never played the game, but that's pretty crazy to think. Yeah, Venezuela is in a really tough situation. But one thing, look how good Ethereum looks. Sorry, I'm going to get back to whatever I was talking about in a moment here. But that's a pretty good looking chart here. We see a strong ascending trend line, many validations that this is a defendable zone. We get a push up. We get lower highs connecting with the descending trend line. We get a lower high, structural lower high, or lower low, sorry, structural lower low. Then we get a lower high, validating the previous support as a new level of resistance. Also, we see the price now breaking the horizontal level of support. Now, this is a market structure, lower low, that we're looking for, and we're going to enter on the lower high if it breaks this zone, because now we've broken the ascending zone, which is the price action confirmation, which is a breakout of an ascending trend line. Also an ascending triangle, and then also we are now making a potential structural lower low. Second confirmation. The only thing we're looking for is now the confirmation in the VSA and the volume spread analysis, seeing the increasing sell volume coming in, decreasing buy volume coming in, giving us a higher level of dependability that the supply and demand is shifting from the confidence in the buyers to the shift now to the more confidence in the sellers. So we are looking for that, and we are somewhat seeing it to some degree. We did see a decent amount of buy volume with this wick right here. In this volume bar. This guy right here, not awesome to see. Let's see if we can get that. So that green bar, which had a lot of transactions taking place, is not awesome. I don't love that. But we are seeing this price still hold these lower highs, hold a horizontal zone of support. And once we start making that lower low and then the lower high, we're wanting to enter on that lower high, making sure that there is more sell pressure on the way down than buy pressure on the way back up. So we are in confluence with our three kind of trifecta criteria that we are looking for. So that's Ethereum. BNB is a similar type of structure. We have a major zone of supply at the red area, and then we're holding a very well-respected ascending projection zone, and then we're still holding the lows here because we made a structural resistance, turned into a structural support. Kind of looks like we're holding that support. I'd like to see the price make a lower low and then retest the zone of confluence here as a lower high. We could probably draw a trend line connecting the lower highs here to create even more of a confluence where the price could bounce, and then we're looking for a first level take profit here. Pretty good risk rewards, 2.5 probably as a risk reward that we would be looking at initially, which is a pretty good situation to be in. Link is kind of the only one we're looking at for a potential long because of the break in our major supply zone, which is this red area right here. And then now we are holding higher lows, creating an ascending triangle, and it's coming closer to the resistance again. We can see. And then the price is still being able to hold those higher lows. So for me, it's looking a little bit more bullish. We see within the volume, other than the major rejection right there, we have been seeing more buy volume come into the market. So there's no entries just yet. We do have some potential opportunities here in the market that we will act on once the market kind of reveals a little bit more of the direction it's going to go in. So we don't want to enter just yet. We want to remain patient. We want to make sure that we are entering at the highest probable situations. Like we have no entry on XRP right now. We can even take that away. We were just assessing the potential risk reward that we would be getting with the level of level take profit at this zone. So now going back to the questions here, don't really see anything on the YouTube questions. But if you are watching on YouTube, we do have a couple of viewers on YouTube. Definitely, if you have questions, let us know, and we'll be happy to answer anything that you are curious about. But the markets are looking pretty good. I'm going to move. Oh, did I just do something? Yeah, I did not. Shouldn't have done that. Give me one moment. I got to move this back into its proper place. Like so. Make that bigger. So this is the 1 hour here, like so, and then I'm going to put this just like so, and then I'll link up the two. So this is XRP and that is XRP. So hopefully, oh, I should definitely put that like so. Hopefully you guys are able to see it, and girls. All right, cool. So let's just take some questions here. World of Warcraft, yeah, that's, like I said, very, very challenging for them. VeChain, Chicago Music Festivals. We're not trading VeChain right now. We are looking at XRP. Because we're day trading, I don't really personally want to be doing a full analysis on another coin, because at this point, kind of would be focusing on what we're trading. So if we don't see anything come up, we kind of start to break up, then we will probably do analysis on VeChain for you. But at this point in time, I'm currently day trading, looking at some opportunities. So I'm going to stick with focusing on those for now. I'm still in 2 shorts. Someone from the Performante Premium member said. Hello, Dam. Ian. How's it going? So, I guess going back to what we were going to talk about for Venezuela, if you look at the rate of adoption and the number of transactions taken place in all the countries, you see that almost every single country has the peak transaction rate at the peak of 2017, at the end of 2017, start of 2018. Almost every single country except for Venezuela, because of the current economic turmoil and devaluation of currency that they're currently seeing within their country. So if you're looking at potential examples, we can see that cryptocurrencies have been used in countries that are facing major I don't want to say disruption, but major difficulties. They're turning to cryptocurrencies to try to hold their value to some way. See a little bit of a bullish push coming. Let's look at Link, because this is the pair we are going to be longing if we do see a push to the upside. Because see a push right here. It's a bit of a long zone. I'm going to bring that in, tighten it up a little bit. So yeah, it looks like it's breaking here. We'll see how it closes. We got around 2.5 minutes left, or almost 3 minutes left before we got to close. But it definitely seems like could close back up, but if it does close bearish, that's a pretty bearish indication. That would be, for me, a potential entry here. So if we do close bearish on this candle in 2 minutes and 30-ish seconds, that for me would be a pretty bearish indication that there is a decent amount of sellers in the market, and they might want to start bringing the price back down here. Going to quickly look at BTC. This is the 1 hour chart of Bitcoin. We see the price pushed above its level of resistance, and it's now holding as a nice new support here. So we are seeing bullish indications, breaking to new higher highs, holding higher lows, breaking resistances, holding supports. This could also be looked at as a reverse head and shoulders, with the pullback at this nice potential support, because it was a previous resistance. And then on the 4 hour, you can see right here, Major long wick to the downside, indicating that the buyers picked it right all the way back up, showing signs of strength. Yeah, a lot of pressure to the downside there. And then on the Heikin-Ashi candles, we can see on the 4-hour, we're now gaining some movement towards the upside and some momentum towards the upside. And overall, we could hold, and that's why we're looking at both long and shorts. We don't want to enter in the market too prematurely. We want to just get that one solid push, either to the downside or upside, get our risk reward, and then get out of the markets. Wow, I like that close a lot. So let's get link. Or that's not what we're looking at. We're looking at this. Oh. Oops. So we got to bring all that stuff back. Give me one moment. There we go. Sorry about that. So we're back at it again here. See the price looking like we could close below it. If we close red, like I said, I would definitely be interested in entering. But right now, we're not seeing that close just yet. But XRP does look like a good opportunity for a short. And was that a close? Yeah, we just closed. So we closed underneath the line. That's good. Very, very good, but it didn't close red. Also, we just saw the 1-hour close, so that's very important as well. So we'll see if the bears start coming in here. Because our stop loss is not going to be very big. 0.67, yeah, that's nothing. So I'm going to start entering a position here very lightly. All right, so I entered a small position here. And the entry price is 24246. So right there. And then my stop loss is going to be above the recent high. Just a small feeler position. And I will be posting that to the premium members very shortly. I'm just going to put a stop loss while I'm typing. I do not want to get stopped out, obviously. So, like always, we always want to put a stop loss before we go to the washroom or do anything that involves us not being able to act very quickly in case of any emergencies. Okay, so got that. Got the stop loss in. Looking now at risk rewards here. Two to 1. 3 to 1. And 4 to 1. So we got our risk rewards that we're looking for. And if we're able to add more once we get more of a confirmation, that is great. That is the current entry that we are going to be taking. If it drops a little bit more, we are going to be putting on more into the trade. For now, $24,103. All right, cool. So that is done. We got our nice little entry here. Which is now coming down. And then we want to add more if it is able to break down here. But you know, from here to here is around only 0.6%. So by that time, we want to move this risk down. So now we don't have any more risk, or it's just above this high here. Oh, there we go. So talking about, so we entered right here. If the price comes down to this level right here, we're going to then move the stop loss from where it currently is just above our entry point. So we're going to basically completely almost eliminate all the risk that we currently have within the market from the entry that we got right here. And then if it breaks this level of support, we're going to add more to it. But then our risk is only, you know, half as much or less than it was because we already got the entry here for a little bit of our position, and then we've completely eliminated the risk from that point, moving it down. So then by the time we do enter for this major support break, which is here, which is I think when the market will start to push down significantly, because as we can see, key level of support, key level of support, key level of resistance, all throughout the chart. And then we see if we do break this zone, that's a pretty significant area that we're able to pass. So first off, we want to see the price just come back down to this zone, and then we're going to reduce that risk. And then once that price breaks down further, then we will be able to get even more of a position onto this because we have more validity that the price is going to break. And this is that same chart, but the 1 hour time frame. But we see this horizontal zone here, very respected, that zone right there. So if it breaks here, then this is the major zone that we see at the lows right here. That's going to be my first take profit for the first entry, which is going to be around 2.5 or 3 risk reward. And then once it breaks this zone, we have a lot to go before our major support zone. And we are going to be adding kind of in between this zone. So if we do get the price to come all the way back to the lower half of the demand zone, we're going to be making some serious profit in this trade. So right now, just wanting to see the price come to this zone, and then we're going to reduce our risk. But we're going to take it systematically, step by step. No emotion absolutely in this trade. We are just going to be doing what we do every single time without taking the outcome of this trade emotionally at all. None of that. So we are just following a plan. We have a system, we have a setup, we have a managed system that we are doing, and that's exactly what we're implementing. So we got an entry here once it pushes down, and we're going to enter more and really put on that short once it does break below this zone. For now, we're just happy with our little entry. Move down basically right as we entered. So basically no drawdown at that point. But yeah, we will see how the next couple hours go. So looking at the questions here. What chart is this? This is XRP. This is Ripple compared to US Tether. It's a stable coin. Nice home screen. Yep, I just have a bunch of quotes for my home screen. Somewhat motivational, somewhat just interesting. That's about it. Not going to put like a car or anything, or a big house or anything. Quotes definitely inspire me, almost more than materialistic items. How long did it take for you to become so experienced in trading? Well, it's taken me since the beginning, really. You kind of got to be obsessed with it. Like I said before, 4 years of just stacking on knowledge in the making. And it takes time to put yourself in a position to allow yourself to actually gain that knowledge. Like, for example, if you're spending too much money on a car payment and you got to work an extra job, which then makes you not able to pursue your other passions like trading or like building building business, you won't be able to get there. And if you're having belongings control your life, meaning you have to pay for them every month, you're not going to be able to have that flexibility to take a risk, to be able to live well below your means and not buy kind of anything until you are able to build whatever pathway you're looking to build. So if you're building an e-commerce business, if you're building anything, you got to put your chips all in one, basically. Yeah, not easy, but totally can be done. So another 5-minute here got closed. Also the 15-minute chart on BTC got closed as well. We see a little bit more bearish sentiment coming into the Heiken Ashi candles on the BTC chart, but we'll see how it goes. We're getting a little bit of a pullback. We don't want to put our stop loss too low just yet. Once we get a little bit more of a push, let's get down here. So currently we entered right here. We're getting a little bit of a pullback. Once we see the price come closer to our zone of support, like here, then we can move our stop loss to just above the wicks here where our entrance is. So we're going to reduce our risk by maybe a little under half. And then once the price is able to squeeze closer to the apex, because there is a descending zone here, as we can see, descending zone holding the lower highs. It's pretty well respected, as we can see, descending zone, touch all the way here, and then we're getting a squeezing of the price. And then we also see, what do we see? A horizontal zone where we see wicks here, hold as a support, hold as a support, hold as a support all along here. And then we're getting the price squeezing again. And then also looking at the larger time frames, this is the 1 hour chart. Here we see that the trend line has been able to hold the higher lows. And recently we just got the 1 hour to close. So we are looking a little bit more bearish. We could get a little pullback, but we're seeing higher lows. Not a lot of buy volume on the way up compared to the bearish engulfing candle on the way down. That definitely is a signifying move for me that the bears are in the area. So for me, definitely a lot of indications that point to a potential move to the downside, and that's why we put some exposure on the markets here. So we don't want to enter too much too quickly. We want to really ensure that we're getting a good high probability situation. And for me, the highest probability situation would be an entrance below this level of support to really validate that we are going to go down. But I thought this level, let's just move it down a little bit. I thought this rejection was pretty significant because, like we said, descending zone, first rejection right here, and then we get the second wave of sell pressure to come in, and the second injection of sell pressure pushed the price down below the previous low, and it was a very significant move with lots of sell pressure coming in as well. So that was the second injection of sell pressure, putting it below the previous minor level of support. For me, that was a pretty bearish move, and I put my first entry in there. And like I said before, entering once we are able to get and hold below this level of a support, with my risk then completely reduced to a point where I have it at break even. So that's the plan. And then a part of my take profit is going to be around here at a risk reward of around 2 or 3 or 2.5. Somewhere over there is where I'm aiming for my first major level of take profit. And then from that point on, we will see how the market is reacting, but we do want to be taking profit, 50%, 60, 70%, because you want to take those hard take profits. And if the price does push down further, that's great to see. We'll be making more money. But at this point in time, we will just want to patiently wait until we get a nice push to the downside, until we are able to reduce our risk. So got another, I guess it's more statement. I'm getting the passion for trading. Hopefully it can be my primary income. Yeah, it's definitely, it's a journey. It can be challenging for sure, especially when you're starting out. There's like a point when you're in trading when you feel like you know what you're doing because you understand chart patterns, but you really don't know what you're doing in reality, but it feels like you know what you're doing. And that's the hardest point, is when you feel like you know what you're doing, but you're not really identifying everything. You're not identifying market structure correctly. You're not looking at the overall time frame using top-down analysis. You might not be looking at volume. There's a lot of things that it's easy to overlook, and you got to combine all of them, and they all play a role in your trading analysis. So, yeah, it's not easy, but it can be done. It is definitely something that... it's pretty awesome. I love being at home. I love being able to work for myself and make money on my own. To be completely honest, I never liked working for someone, ever. So that's why I skipped a lot of the things that normal people would do in their early teenage years, like party a lot and just kind of waste time, and I just grinded a shit ton. Got 20 people here, which is pretty good, and one single person on our YouTube video. But, yeah, if you have any comments, if you guys have any comments or girls have any comments, definitely drop them in the comment section below. What we're trading right now is XRP, or Ripple, paired with US Tether, and we are shorting. We borrowed pairs from Binance, sold them into the market, and we are hopefully going to buy them back at a lower price, the same amount of coins, give them back to Binance, and then we keep the rest of the money that we initially sold the coins for. So that is the objective for shorting, and all we're doing now is just waiting for the price to break down below our support, and then we're hopefully going to add more. So let's see if it comes into fruition. We are taking questions as well. It's a little bit of Q&A, so if you're interested in trading and have a question about anything, the psychological aspect, the journey of kind of starting, if you're interested in the method we use, what we're trading, why crypto compared to stocks or Forex or different markets, all that stuff is on the table. And we also do this live every single day. So we are hosting a YouTube live right now. Video output seems to be low right now, which is a little odd. And we also provide a TikTok live. So if you are ever on YouTube, definitely check us out. We are just Performante, same as our TikTok. And if you are on TikTok often and are awake around the time that is currently right now, wherever you are, then you'll most likely be able to stumble upon me day trading cryptocurrencies every day. Might not take a trade every single day, but we are actively seeking to trade both long and shorts in the markets every single day. Saturday, Sunday, Monday to Friday, every single day. So we see a little push here, pushing the price down. Maybe you won't be able to see it perfectly, but price is currently pushing the price down, or the sellers are definitely pushing the price down, not the price is pushing the price down. But at this moment right now, just wanting to get one more little push down so then we're able to minimize our risk. I think at this point, we honestly could reduce our risk, I think. So what we're going to do is reduce our risk from where we are currently right now, 0.64% to now 0.43. Might not seem like a significant difference, but it definitely is. Because that is the high that we don't want to go above. If we go above that high, I want to get out of the market because I now do not really know what's happening. The market could move higher up. I'm not willing to risk that. And I'm very, very happy taking that, that small loss and looking for other opportunities in the market. Because that descending trend line is what is going to hold the price lower. It really is. So we don't need it all the way up here. We've established this zone. I'm probably going to put it a little bit. So maybe 0.48. 0.45, I think that's where I'm probably going to be putting it. So from 0.64 to 0.45. So not a crazy, crazy difference, but you know, not a little bit, but the name of the game is trying to reduce risk. Trying to slowly push that risk closer to the entry point, to a point where you have no more risk and you have exposure in the markets without having any risk. And that's where you want to be. Okay, so got a nice reduced stop loss just in case. All right, cool. So that is done. The price closes all the way down here. I'm definitely going to move this a little bit further down. I don't mind setting and rearranging as many limit orders as I need to in order for me to fully capitalize each single trade that I take in the market. So we got that 5 minute to close. We got the next 5 minute right now. Let's see if we can break below this zone. We got some more. Coins that we could sell in the markets here. Decent amount of sell pressure for sure. Four minutes in and we're seeing a decent amount of sell pressure coming in the market. So that's good to see. Just going to be entering something in here real quick. Give me one moment. Always like to track my trades. Always good to. Okay, I'm gonna put the entry in there. Okay, cool. And then what was the initial risk? 0.64. So let's just do 0.7. Which was not a tremendous amount of risk. I would definitely like to add more for sure. So once that price closes below that zone, I definitely am thinking about entering more. Yes, it would be nice to see a pullback validate this previous resistance or previous support as a new level of resistance. Previous level of support we can see right here, new level of resistance. So pretty sure I put that in the day trading, right? Yeah, I put it in the day trading. Sweet. Okay, that is good. So not much more. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left before this candle closes. Definitely seeing a decent amount of sell pressure coming into the market. How do you add the green and red box? So let's just go on this one. All the way right here. I don't know if you can see it. That box right there. Long, short. I do a long, but you can do a short as well. And that will give you exactly what you need. Okay, so I'm going to I got to borrow more coins here. So give me one moment while I borrow some more coins. So basically, I'm now putting the Stop loss now at break even. So now I have 0 risk on the table at this point. Right? Because I entered right here. I'm currently up 1%. Risked 0.6, 0.7-ish%. So we're doing pretty good in that department. And now we're going to reduce our risk to now break even. So now we're going to go like here. And we're going to get probably right there. 24210. I don't know if we're going to get that second entry. We'll see. If we don't, it's not the worst. We still have a position in here. Not as much as I'd like. But I think we'll accept it. 240. Okay, cool. So we are now in a completely risk-free trade, and I will just post that within the Discord here. So now if we retest this zone as a nice new level of support or resistance, sorry, that would be fantastic. I would really enjoy that. So we'll see if we can make that happen. But for now, the price is still pushing down. We got an entry, which is good. Not the full entry we were looking for, but still an entry nonetheless. Can't complain about a risk reward because we set up the risk reward initially, and then we were going to set up another risk reward if we were able to get an entry at that point there. Let's just look at BNB should be breaking. Yep, BNB definitely is breaking. So we're going to be looking for a pullback validating a previous support or resistance as the same level. So we'll look for a consolidation there. I'm just going to make this white. So we will look for a pullback here, and same thing with Ethereum. So we're seeing a strong push to the downside here, and we're looking for pullbacks to enter more. We already have exposure in the market. Hi, any idea about gold? Can you help us create a chart for gold? Wow, the sell volume will be a great win. Beautiful trade. How do you know where the consolidation is? Where a past one was? Well, we do offer our Performante Premium membership that is able to help you turn yourself into a great trader. So can't really explain everything into going into how to find good entry positions, because obviously that is exactly what we are providing for our students. But definitely takes a lot of patience. Like, it's currently 1:30, and I've been up since 6:30 looking for an opportunity. Waiting. That's a long time. And I finally got one, and now I have risk-free exposure to the downside, meaning I can guaranteed to be making money. And the further it goes down, the more money I make, and I have zero risk on the table. Like I said before, we are looking to potentially take some little bit of profits here, and I would be looking to enter on a pullback on the 5-minute chart on some of these alts that we are seeing. Something as simple as a no demand candle will do the trick for my sell signal. Once that 5-minute candle closes with the no demand on a potential level of resistance in the previous historic price action, then for me that would be a pretty good level where I could be taking profit. Or sorry, would be entering more, not taking profit. That would be where I enter more. Is there not a lifetime membership? Yeah, so there's no lifetime membership. You could buy like a year, and then it would be severely discounted compared to what you would get just paying month to month. But it's $30 for the first month, and then it's $60 for every month of that. But then you can bundle it up in a way that allows you to purchase multiple months at a time, and that is very helpful. Well, we're getting a lot of sell pressure, so good thing we did not enter Link. Definitely out of the question at this point, I think. And then Link's going to go to the very end. We're not interested in trading Link at all. We're only interested if Link is a short. But at this point in time, we are not, oops, don't need to get that away. We are not interested in entering any positions in Link. So that's done. Ethereum looks good for a short. BNB looks good for a short. And we're already in XRP. Would it be 30 pounds? No, it's 30 US dollars. So it would actually be less than 30 pounds. Can you help us create a chart for gold? What you can do is if you go on our Discord, I'm not going to stop it right now, this video, but if you go on our Discord and go in commodities section, I did draw up a chart of gold pretty recently on the 1 week. So if you check that out, it is the 1 week price of, or the 1 week chart of gold. And then if you really, really would like to see it, then just hit me up on Discord and I can personally make you another one in the commodities section. So I won't be going over it within this TikTok live, but if you go and enter our Discord and ask us in the Discord, then you'll be able to just hit me up. I'm Keith in the Discord, and then you can get that going there. So got a strong push to the downside. Testing this gray area, so we're looking for potential profits, partial profits here, because we're in a range of 2.5 risk reward. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good risk reward. And I'm just getting my thing here. Right. Let's see how this reacts here, how it'll push to the downside, if it might not. We are at, like we said, a pretty major level of support. We have to understand that within the current price action. We are around 2.5 risk reward deep, so it's a pretty good level. Looking at the order book, just in one moment. Okay, good. Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm just making sure we got everything good. Looks like it could be making another step down. Let's see if it's able to push down into the 3.5s here. Right now, we only have 2.5 risk reward. It looks like it could make another leg down. Once it gets into the gray zone here, I'm definitely thinking of taking some profit off the table, probably 50%, and then looking to re-enter on a pullback on either BNB or Ethereum. Didn't see that pullback we're looking for ideally, but hey, who's going to complain about a winner that we're currently seeing right now? 2.5 risk reward, can't complain, and then hopefully we get to that 3.5-ish risk reward. That would be the best case scenario in this particular trade. Is Binance good for the UK? Yeah, Binance is by far the best possible exchange in my opinion. Obviously, everyone has different opinions, but in my personal opinion, I think Binance is the best exchange that you can use. Unfortunately, the people in the US does not have Binance. They need to use Binance US, which is a different exchange, different liquidity. It's less liquidity than the normal Binance, which the rest of the world can use. So if you have the ability to use it, definitely use it if you can. So we see prices holding at 1.6, 1.7-ish percent. So nothing crazy, but we are holding. We don't want to just exit right away. If we continue to hold this area, I'll get a little bit more hesitant on just taking a little bit of profit at that 2.5 risk reward. I'm pretty happy with the 2.5 risk reward. Like we said, 2 is the minimum we're looking for, and right now we're at a 2.5 risk reward. We're looking for ideally 3 or 4, 3.5 kind of in the middle would be a really, really good area. That's for us the sweet spot, and it also is in line with the larger 1 hour support that we see right here. Let's get our zone again, which is dropping a little bit more, coming ever so closer to our 3 risk reward. Definitely some of our other pairs are dropping as well. You see Binance Coin drop significantly. You're seeing BTC drop now, gaining some sell pressure in the market. You're seeing Chainlink drop as well. How did you know it was going to drop in the squeeze? I didn't know. You don't know for sure, man. You can't 100% guarantee no. All you can do is speculate. So we're getting another drop here. Got a minute left on this candle. I think I'm going to let it wait for a little bit. We're getting a lot of people hitting the bid on the time and sales and a lot of people in the sells. A lot of people in the order book for the sells. And we're really, really coming close to taking some profit here. So I think I'm going to take a little bit of profit right now, because the 1 minute or 5 minute chart is coming to a close. Holy shit, that's looking pretty good. So there we go. Took some of the profits right there, and let's just see if it can push down a little bit further. Taking a little bit more right now. Seeing if it'll push down a little bit. Last 10 seconds here. Let's see if it's able to push down a little bit further. Because this is the level of demand that we were looking for, that we were looking to hit. And just seeing which way it's going to go for the next candle here. Okay, still looking like it's continuing down, which is great to see. We'll see if it's going to go down further here. Don't want to take profits too quickly, but we got some profits right here. So not regarding this. We got some profits right here. Not regarding this. This last level is a 4-to-1 risk reward, and we're really close to that level. And the price looks like it's dropping a little bit more. Let's Okay, so I'm just making sure, I'm just selling a little bit more here. So I'm selling the majority of it. If it goes down further, that's great, but I think I'm basically happy with 3.8 risk reward, 3.7 risk reward. I'm very, very happy with that. So I'll leave a little bit left, but I did take the majority out at that low right around here. So yeah, that was 3.8 risk reward for the majority of it. If it goes up higher, we're going to take it out, but we'll see how this candle closes. But yeah, for the most part, we just made a 3.8 risk reward. Let's just zoom out here. So what did we do? We got the price. Let's just get our arrow here. So we saw the descending zone here. We saw the lower low after this low. We made a lower low, lower high from this high. We made a higher low. We started squeezing because this ascending trend line was coming, and we started squeezing, getting a symmetrical triangle formation, and then we pushed down, breaking below the zone. And then what did we see? We saw 2 injections here. Let's just look right in. We got 2 injections. This was the entry signal that we got. So once the price broke below, we saw the candles now closing below the green zone. That for me is our first indication. Oops. And then we're looking for sell signals. We're looking for our first injection of sell pressure here. That for me is a really, really big indication. And there's more sell pressure than buy pressure, meaning that there's volume distribution in the market. And then once the second injection of sell pressure came in with a bearish engulfing candle closing below the minor level of resistance, that's where I entered. And then we got a strong move to the downside. And that is where we ended off on the 5 minute. Literally just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles right in a row. So I'm going to quickly take a picture of that and then put it in the day trading and say that we've hit TP. And basically, we will be looking for other trades in the market, but I think that is kind of done for the day. I'm pretty happy with that trade overall. Don't want to push the market right now. All we're looking for is to get our risk reward and get out, and that's exactly what we're doing, and it's fucking awesome. Trades have been working well so far. And another good day in the books. So 143, basically, kind of got the whole day to myself. Made my money for the day. And I am going to enjoy the rest of it here. Going to backtest some more. Going to make more content for the Performante team. But for the most part, all right. So that was a pretty solid trade. Pretty happy about that. Not going to push my luck. And I'm probably just going to... Okay, so we're getting a little wave sellers. And okay, so I'm probably going to... So yeah, I just got it right there. Let's see what the initial... So we were at 0.64. Oh God, we gotta put the risk here. Profit level, stop loss. Okay, so 24339, 24339. So our risk was 0.7, let's say. It was 0.64. And then our take-home profits were around here. So I guess 3.6-ish of a risk reward. Not as good. We did reduce our risk quite significantly. So in total, the risk reward that we ended up attaining was a 3.6-ish, 3.5 risk reward. So pretty good. We'll be looking for other opportunities in BNB as a potential opportunity because that dumped pretty good. And then also Ethereum for any opportunities as well. So, yep, that was a trade. Pretty happy about it. Not going to re-enter. Pretty happy about that situation overall. And I'm going to go have some lunch. So, okay, thank you very much for watching this video. Got another, are you using Heikin-Ashi candles or XRP there? No, this is normal candlesticks. I do use Heikin-Ashi for my momentum, but I currently am not using it for the trades I'm currently taking. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. The Brave. Looks like it could drop more, though, in the market. I don't know. I might stay here. I might make some more money here. No, I'm pretty happy with my trade. I do not want to... I want to see a consolidation. That's what I want to see. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to be patient. This impulse move just occurred. I don't want to enter at the completion of an impulse move. I'm going to be patient, and I'm going to wait. So I'll probably post this. I'll probably make another TikTok a little bit later on. But thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, happy trading, everyone. All right. So YouTube as well. I'm going to close that off. Thank you very much for watching. And until next time, happy trading.